Giants herringnifel iskidev Dawn Aponte as senior of EAST Rutherford, and I. The New York Giants and new coach John Harbaugh herringnifel iskidev Dawn Aponte as senior vice president of football operations and strategy, source told ESPN. It's a move that comes just weeks after it was announced that senior of football operations and strategy Kevin Abrams would be leaving the organization. That was the first big shakeup under Harbaugh, who is expected to reshape the organization after negotiating that he reports directly to ownership. Aponte comes to the Giants with experience on both the league and team side. He has been with the league since 2017 as the chief administrator of football operations. The Delaware grad also has previous experience working on the team side with the Miami Dolphins, Cleveland Browns and New York Jets. Throughout her time in football, Aponte has developed expertise in matters relating to contract negotiations, salary cap management, labor and issue and day-to-day management of the football business and administration operations. Aponte started her career in New York with the Crosstown Jets, where she spent more than 20 years in various capacities. A lawyer by trade, Aponte has made a career in football. She serves on USA Football's board of directors, where she helps guide the sport's national governing body in leading the game's development for youth, high school and other amateur football players. In East Rutherford, where winter winds cut across the Meadowlands and history hangs as heavy as the banners inside MetLife Stadium, the New York Giants are once again reimagining where they are and where they want to be. The hiring of Dawn Aponte as senior vice president of football operations and strategy is more than a front-of-face move. It is a statement, a recalibration, a signal that the Giants, under new head coach John Harbaugh, are intent on reshaping the architecture of the franchise with precision, experience, and a modern understanding of how football actually works in 2017. This decision arrives at a moment of upheaval. Kevin Abrams' departure marked the first major change of the Harbaugh era, a necessary clearing of the runway after Harbaugh negotiated a structure that has him reporting directly to ownership. Power, for perhaps the first time in years, has been cleanly defined at the top. And into that clarity steps Aponte, assured, respected, and battle-tested in the less glamorous but absolutely essential trenches of the NFL. Aponte's reign reads like a map of professional football's inner workings. Since 2017, she has served as the NFL's chief administrator of football operations, a role that places her at the crossroads of league governance, team interests, labor relations, and competitive balance. It's the kind of job that doesn't generate headlines but quietly determines how smoothly the sport functions on Sundays and how much chaos erupts on Mondays. Before the league of FICE, Aponte lived the team-side grind. She worked with the Miami Dolphins, Cleveland Browns, and New York Jets, gaining a first-hand understanding of how decisions made in conference rooms ripple into locker rooms, salary caps, and draft rooms. Her career began with the Jets, where she spent more than 20 years in various roles, learning the business of football from the inside out in the San City she now returns to, this time wearing Giants blue. A lawyer by trade and a football executive by vocation, Aponte has built a reputation as one of the league's sharpest minds on contracts, salary cap management, labor issues, and collective bargaining agreements. These aren't abstract skills. They are the tools that shape rosters, determine competitive windows, and protect franchises from their own worst impulses. In an NFL where one bad contract can haunt a team for half a decade, expertise is not optional, it's survival. For the Giants, Aponte's arrival feels intentional in a way that past moves sometimes did not. Harbaugh is a coach who values structure, alignment, and accountability. His teams have always reflected that, from disciplined game plans to organizations that know exactly what does what and we. Aponte fits that philosophy seamlessly. She's not there to kiss headlines or play general manager. She is there to ensure the machinery behind the skins runs cleanly, legally, efficiently, and strategically. There is also symbolism here. Aponte serves on USA Football's board of directors, helping guide the national governing body in shaping the game for youth, high school, and amateur players. Her perspective extends beyond Sundays and into the footer of the sport itself. For a franchise that has long prided itself on legacy, on doing things the right way, that broader vision matters. This her is not about splash. It's about substance. It's about recognizing that championships are built as much in spreadsheets and negotiation rooms as they are in weight rooms and film systems. The Giants are betting that pairing Harbaugh's leadership on the field with Aponte's content of football operations off, it will finally align vision with his kitchen. In a league obsessed with the next big play, the Giants are making a clear wager that stability, intelligence, and experience still win. And in Dawn Aponte, they may have found exactly the kind of steady hand of franchise in transition needs. Someone who understands that the game behind the game is often